So the question is, what happened to those followers of Satan? 1 Peter 3:18 through 20. For Christ also died for sins once for all, the just for the unjust, so that he might bring us to God, having been put to death in the flesh, but made alive in the spirit, in which he also went and made proclamation to the spirits now in prison, who once were disobedient, when the patience of God kept waiting in the days of Noah during the construction of the ark, in which a few, that is, 8 persons, were brought safely through the water. They were put in prison? What does that mean? Well, the Greek word for prison means they are now under guard. They are limited. So these imprisoned spirits are followers of Satan and regulated to the shadows of earth as Satan is. But within this limitation, they have great power.
And there's the paradox when you look at it from the outside in. Okay, so they're in prison. That's good, right? That means they're cut off. No, it means that they are pushed aside, but it doesn't mean they don't have power. So we want to make sure we understand and see this very, very clearly. How do we expand this? Because the scriptures tell us much more detail on this. In the book of Jude, it's that one chapter book before Revelation in the New Testament. In the book of Jude, he reminds us what those spirit beings did can be easily repeated on a human level. Let's look at Jude. Again, there's only one chapter, verses 3 and 4.
Beloved, while I was making every effort to write to you about our common salvation, I felt the necessity to write to you appealing that you contend earnestly for the faith which was once for all handed down to the saints. For certain persons have crept in unnoticed, those who were long beforehand marked out for this condemnation, ungodly persons who turn the grace of God into licentiousness and deny our only Master and Lord Jesus Christ. Now, Rick, licentiousness means a disregard of rules or moral norms. It's lewd behavior.
And this is the basis where Jude is saying, you got to avoid these things. You can't go down these roads no matter what you do. He then mentions different examples. He mentions Israel after the deliverance from Egypt and how some of them were destroyed for unbelief. He also mentions Sodom and Gomorrah and their destruction as a result of their immorality. And then he also points to spirit beings who rebelled as an example. So we've got the Peter example of in prison. Now let's look at Jude verse 6 as he uses this as an example as well of the things that we need to avoid.
And angels who did not keep their own dominion, but abandoned their proper abode, he has kept in eternal bonds under darkness for the judgment of the great day. So the imprisonment of 1 Peter is described as bonds of darkness here in Jude. Jude also adds that there is a lack of light.
And that's really, really important because when you've got this lack of light, you're understanding what the imprisonment is actually looking like. It's a darkness. It's a limitation. And where there is no light, the light of God, there is no truth. All there is the ability to twist and turn pieces of truth. So that's where they are. That's what's happening to them. So we're beginning to develop a description, but it doesn't mean they don't have power.